the Supreme Court of the Russian Federation criminalized the activity of Jehovah's Witnesses. As of July 4, 2019, authorities have progressively seized 131 of the properties owned by Jehovah's Witnesses, with an additional 60 properties subject to confiscation. One of the seized properties was the former Russia branch complex in Solnech Neue. At the time of filming, the Russian authorities continue their aggressive attack on Jehovah's Witnesses. As of August 17, 2020, there were 42 witnesses who were in pre-trial detention or sentenced to prison, 32 who were under house arrest, and 169 who were not allowed to leave their hometown. All have been charged with organizing, participating in, or financing the activity of a so-called extremist organization. At least 380 witnesses were at the time under investigation, ranging in age from 19 to 89 years old. What has this meant for the individuals affected? As an example, on June 3, 2018, Brother Sergei Klimov was arrested. Local authorities initiated criminal charges against him, placing him in pre-trial detention for 2 months. This detention was extended 7 times, separating him from his wife and family for 1 year and 5 months before he was finally tried and sentenced. On November 5, 2019, he was sentenced to 6 years in prison. Two of our dear young people in Russia, Brother Yegor Baranov and Sister Daria Dulova, are courageously facing criminal conviction and potential long-term imprisonment. Brother Baranov is only 19 years old. When the authorities raided her home, Sister Dulova was only 18 years old. By means of the newsroom on JW.org, we're informed of updated news events. This page includes links to name lists of witnesses currently in prison for their faith, which can help us include them specifically in our prayers. Our brothers and sisters in Russia are resolved to remain loyal to Jehovah despite any opposition, and they put their confidence in Him in the assurance that Jehovah is on their side.
It shouldn't surprise us that this powerful government has been persecuting our peaceful, law-abiding brothers and sisters. Why not? Because that government is fulfilling Bible prophecy. Please find Daniel chapter 11. In verse 40, it refers to what the Bible calls the King of the North. Of that king, Daniel 11:41 says, "He will also enter into the land of the decoration, and many lands will be made to stumble." Today, Russia and its allies are filling the role of the King of the North. Daniel foretold that this king would enter the land of the decoration, meaning that he would interfere in a significant way with the activities of God's people. As discussed in the May 2020 Watchtower, Russia and its allies are not the first political power to act as the King of the North, but they may well be the last. In this program, we will do 3 things. First, we'll briefly trace the fulfillment of the prophecy recorded in Daniel chapter 11. Second, we'll look at how that prophecy is being fulfilled today. And third, we'll discuss how knowing this information should affect the decisions that we make. Brother Herman Van Selm, a helper to the writing committee, will help us review some of the key points of the prophecy recorded in Daniel 11. Thank you, Herman, for helping me with this presentation.
It's a pleasure to be with you, Ken. Thank you for inviting me. First, let's briefly trace how the prophecy has been fulfilled so far. The prophecy in Daniel 11 mentions the king of the north and the king of the south. Now, why are they described like that? Well, Initially, these powers were located north and south of the literal land of Israel. Thus, the names King of the North and King of the South. These powers could be viewed as two thrones. Over time, those thrones have been occupied by various political powers, and these rival kings compete for world domination. And what about Jehovah's people? They are right at the center of this conflict. But let's start at the beginning. Ken, what is the origin of the kings of the North and of the South?
The kings of the north and of the south both rose from the empire established by Alexander the Great. One line of kings ruled over Egypt, which is south of Israel, and that dynasty was the first to fill the role of king of the south. During this period, another line of kings ruled an area north of Israel, and those kings filled the role of king of the north.
And that dynasty
Then
was the
Roman Empire took over as king of the north.
During this period,
As discussed in the May 2020 Watchtower, God's people are the focal point of the prophecy recorded in Daniel chapter 11. The angel who spoke with Daniel said that the prophecy would help him understand what will befall your people, that is, the nation of Israel.
And what, in fact, happened? Well, the Jewish nation was God's people until 33 CE. But after that, a change occurred. Jehovah poured out His Holy Spirit on Christ's followers, and from then on, the congregation of true